T. Higgins, hey, he's entering his final year of his rookie contract, T Money. He's been in the league 3 years, won over 1,000 yards in back-to-back seasons. What do you think about the Bengals and T. Higgins? Should they trade him?
Oh man, this is a tough one as a Bengals fan because I love the premise of going all in, right? I really do. But there's a lot of money to be paid, and I would personally think that trading him might be the best option. Would Chicago give you a mid first after they trade down a few times from the first overall pick? Because I think they're going to move back in the draft. Would they give you the 15th pick for T. Higgins? I really like that option. Would Carolina, would the Titans, who don't really have great starting receivers? I think there's some people out there that would really give you a decent pick. The Giants need someone. I think there's options out there, and I love T. Higgins, but can you go and get a first rounder, draft Jordan Addison or Jackson Smith and Jigba, and then you replenish, right? Now you got 2 firsts, and you can flip a receiver real quick. So I love T. Higgins. I want to go all in as a Bengals fan, but I think we got to start managing things smart here because we're about to pay Joe Burrow. We're paying Chase next year. There's going to be a lot of money on the books. So I think getting draft picks now and getting some young guys on the team might be the smarter option because we're both of those guys are going to be paid like top 3 guys in the league. So I'd be worried about filling out the rest of my roster.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I think so too. You're gonna have to trade him. He could be a number 1 somewhere else. Chase has got the number 1 spot. Chase has got it locked up at Cincinnati. T. Higgins could be a number 1, and there's a lot of teams looking for those number 1 receivers.
Yeah,
and he could be that for somebody. He was selected in the 2nd round of the 2020 draft. Amazingly,
he was a first round draft pick. He just got hurt at Clemson. He was the number 1 receiver in the country coming out of high school.
But hey, man, go get some picks, go get another young guy and rebuild it again for less money. In terms of what he goes for, if you look at the top receivers, T Money in the NFL, what they're making, Tyreek Hill, number 1 at $30 million. And then we had Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins at 2 and 3. Let's see, I got 10 receivers that are over $20 million a year.
Yeah.
Where do you think he fits in terms of what he should ask for? Some people are saying he should ask for $25 million, but that's up in Stefan Diggs' range and AJ Brown's range.
I do think he's more like 18 million kind of guy at the moment, but I do think someone will overpay a smidge for him, hoping he becomes a 1. So I wouldn't be surprised to see 21, 22 million. That would be my thing. And for the Bengals, don't forget, you do still have Tyler Boyd on your team. I know he's kind of fallen back out of grace because you got these 2 great young receivers, but Tyler Boyd's a solid receiver. He can still be a 2. And Brendan, you bring in a rookie who's a 3. Like, you can still have a really good receiving core here. Boyd just got overshadowed by these 2 monsters, but the guy was doing great before Chase got here. So I do think, remember that, Bengals fans. But I think Chase is going to get his money, and he's going to get paid by someone next year. The only way I would keep T. Higgins is if you plan on franchise tagging him. If you plan on going throughout the year, not paying him and franchise tagging him, I'm fine with that. But the Bengals won't do that because they have to pay Chase that year, and then they'd have to pay T. Higgins top 5 money with the franchise tag. So I just think that's not a smart move. But if they want to keep him, only reason should be to franchise tag him, to keep the train rolling.
Hey, Lucy, there's one receiver that's not the number 1 receiver on his team in the top 10. Who is that, T Money?
Go ahead. In terms of
money they make per year, there's a guy that's not number 1 on his team that's in the top 10.
Oh man, very interesting. I would go with either one of the guys on the Bucks, or I would go with DK Metcalf.
No, it's Mike Williams. Mike Williams.
Oh, Mike Williams. Ooh.
$20 million, and Keenan Allen, $20.03 million for Keenan.
Crazy.
But hey, over the past 3 seasons, we know that these receivers can help teams.
Yeah.
Look at the last 3 seasons: Stephon Diggs, AJ Brown, Tyreek Hill, all help Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and Tua to take that next step. And we talked about those quarterbacks around the league, where they might land. Man, those quarterbacks would love to have T. Higgens on their team and could help push one of those teams forward.